What's going on YouTube? JT is reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Absolute Batman, issue number 14. It's Absolute Batman versus Absolute Bane. I mean, this Bane is just built up to Godzilla size in this issue. Like, he's so overloaded on venom and steroids and just turns into a giant hulking monster where it just over the top as can be. This is one of the most over the top issues of the run. It's so violent and gory, but it's fun. I mean, Absolute Batman, you just gotta have to accept the ridiculousness of it all, and you'll have a pretty good time with it. Basically, like I said, it's the big showdown between Batman and Bane. Batman has to kind of like work together with different people to try and stop this guy, and the idea is they want to use overload Bane with venom to the point where he maxes out and he's just so exhausted where he can't really compete anymore. So it's kind of like, I like to think of it as like Rocky 3, and the second time Rocky has to fight Clubber Lang, and Clubber Lang just pummeled the shit out of him the first time, and he was just kind of in a daze. But Rocky's strategy the second round is to let Clubber kind of overexert himself and then finally go in and take him down from there. But then we get the big showdown here. It's in the stadium, like all the lights are set up, and it also kind of mirrors some of the stuff that happened with Waylon Jones in his fight as well. Really cool stuff here. The stadium lights go on. Batman drops a fucking building on Bane. He just keeps injecting himself with more and more venom to become more of a hulking mass. And Bane's throwing cars around. Batman climbs on the top of his back where he's a giant thing. It kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan in a lot of ways. With the several things like Killer Croc comes in, starts fighting him, but Bane just keeps like injecting himself with more and more venom and just keeps reaching his limits. Batman severs his spinal cord and his limbs and all that, but guess what? He just keeps growing to like more and more size and is bursting into all sorts of things, and it's just a really disgusting but pretty awesome visual. Like, Bane is just a giant hulking monster. Now, Batman should have been dead several times over by being smashed by these giant fists and all that, and it just doesn't seem to be working, whereas like it's so goddamn ridiculous. But then Catwoman fires in some more venom with him, and it basically causes Bane's body to pretty much explode into like this pile of mush, and then Batman just kind of takes his guts and dumps them into the river, but there's still like his eyes and brain intact, so Bane isn't fully dead. He's got to kind of regenerate. Maybe he's like Cell from Dragon Ball Z or Majin Buu or something, where it takes a while to kind of his body to regenerate at times, but there's still a bit of him intact. But the point is, Absolute Bane finally got his ass kicked for everyone to see, and it's satisfying. It's satisfying in a pretty intense way. Then the end of the issue is, I guess this is the Joker who blows up Santa Prisca, because Bane wanted to just kind of go home at this point. Like, he's kind of been waiting for that opponent. He wanted Batman to kind of cross the line, and then he could finally go on his way. But yeah, there's just a little bit of Bane brains and guts and all that kind of left over. But his home has been destroyed in the process, and he has to kind of watch it at the hands of the Joker. Now, I've seen what Absolute Joker looks like, and Jesus Christ, like, what are we doing now? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, he looks like a giant, like, reptilian evil monster and all that. And Scott Snyder is clearly having a lot of fun with this thing, and the Nick Dragotta artwork is pretty excellent as well. It is satisfying to see Absolute Bane finally get his ass kicked, because this guy was just like, how is Batman supposed to combat something like this? And the answer is he can't really do it on his own. It literally took everybody to take this guy down, because he was just such a hulking monster, and just it got to the point where they just OD'd him on so much venom, and he just kind of imploded, like his muscles exploded and all that. So I'm sure he'll regrow his limbs or something at some point, so he's not totally dead. But I mean, good God almighty, this is just ridiculous, but in a fun sort of way. I'm looking forward to Absolute Joker. Like, it's just a scary hulking monster is what Absolute Joker is looking like. And I read somewhere where Scott Snyder said that Absolute Joker is the most evil character he's ever written. I believe it, especially that we're in the Absolute universe, and I'm very intrigued in what they're going to do with Absolute Joker to make him this evil and sick and twisted. So, I mean, Scott Snyder's done a lot of crazy stuff, and so far Absolute Batman's been a really fun title, and this is probably my favorite of the run so far, mainly because it's satisfying after all these months of reading to see Bane finally get his comeuppance and just see him get his ass handed to him. Batman goes through absolute hell, but Bane finally like gets defeated. So, and just this would make for a fun video game. I'll say this. It kind of makes me think back to some of the Arkham games where you had the hulking Joker and all that, but you have to kind of take him down at the end of Arkham Asylum, was it? But leveled up like way further. So yeah, pretty ridiculous, but fun. So there you go. But anyways, that's all I have to say for right now. Come back tomorrow. I'll be catching up on the remainder of titles from last week, and I think one from a week prior as well. Basically, the last of November books, now that we're officially into December. And then we should be pretty good to go from there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, everybody. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.